Where do you think valuations settle in the medium term? We've obviously seen tech valuations take a massive hit as markets have repriced this year. Do you think we will return to the levels we've seen previously?
I don't think we should go back to the 21 to 22 levels because those are just not healthy levels. At the same time, it feels like at the moment, valuations are beaten a little bit more than they should given the fundamentals of the business.
And in terms of the pressure you are feeling potentially from investors, do you think that the expectation for profitability, the timeline for becoming profitable, has changed in this higher interest rate environment?
Yes, that's definitely the case. But let's not forget, normally you found a company with the idea of making money at some point. And then because there was a lot of money in the market in the last couple of years, there was more growth expectation because there was just more money in the market. And now we're turning a little bit more to the fundamentals that say it's a good idea to make money. And I think we're in the business for 10 years. I think that's something pretty healthy and normal to make money as a business there.
The fintech space is fascinating because you have all these emergent players. At the same time, you have the incumbent banks looking to get bigger and invest heavily in fintech. In this higher interest rate environment, with banks poised to potentially make structurally more money, do you see them becoming bigger players in this space, and how do you see the competitive landscape evolving?
I don't think the money was ever really the problem for the incumbents in that space, because they're all, even in the low interest rate environment, they're pretty well funded and have good access to capital. I think it's more the legacy technology, the mindset, the how to do things. And now, even if you have more money, that's not going to change. So I do still very much believe in the disruptors, the technology players, to win in that space.
What are you seeing in the business, in terms of business activity? We're all talking about the cost of living crisis, trying to understand the impact of higher prices. What are you seeing, given you have lots of exposure to small merchants?
So we do card acceptance for for 4 million small merchants in 35 markets across the world. So we feel like we have a pretty instant pulse on the economy, because literally I know what transactions happen in the last 2 minutes. And we're looking very much at the data, both in terms of activity on the per merchant base and in terms of new merchant activity. And so far we haven't really seen any recessionary impacts. We still see a lot of new merchants joining our platform, and we also see the existing ones still doing pretty healthy transaction levels there. So while I do believe a recession will come, we don't see it in the data yet.